Welcome
to our crew.
Hello and what's poppin'? Today's video is about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And man, oh man, that beta was really, really good. Would you say, Jules?
Yeah, stars, man. Playing the beta was interesting experience. If I like the game, um, still you can still feel like they're still working out some stuff. It's
I mean, given it is a beta, man, I mean, betas are so, like, they're just a piece of the whole pie. I mean, I can't even wait to see where Warzone's gonna go. I mean,
exactly
the changes that they will have to do to Warzone to make it feel like Cold War.
exactly. I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting way how they're gonna transverse the current war zone into the Cold War zone, and if and how it what's gonna be brought with it, if anything at all, or it's gonna be a whole new experience. I did like some of the modes. Vice was pretty cool.
Oh, the VIP,
The VIP, yeah, the VIP,
the
the Vice.
VIP escort definitely was enticing. I would love to see this mode actually hit. And for me and you, I would love to see it as a hardcore playlist
Yeah,
because it would definitely entice me to know that, hey, like, I'm not having to like shoot a guy 20 million times and he's not dying. He shoots me once and I'm on the floor.
exactly. It needs to even out a little bit because it does feel like sometimes you're shooting at somebody and you may use an entire clip and you're getting X's and then they turn around and shoot you a couple times and you drop down to the floor. It does feel like something's a little uneven on
I
the hit
definitely did
points.
like those big team battle experiences well with that playlist where it was like 16 on 16 or something. That was really cool. The only problem I have with that is, like, is Call of Duty trying to be Battlefield? Like,
Yeah, I
they're
had
trying to, and
that question in the
I
back of
feel
my
like
head. It's true. It felt like Battlefield moment. It kind of felt like they were trying to go that route, trying to see if they can kind of follow the steps of Battlefield and see if they can have larger matches, larger groups. That's probably why their maps are kind of big right now. It looks like they feel kind of bigger than usual for a Call of Duty game on their multiplayer maps. And if you're gonna do that, they're gonna have to somehow condense it for TDM. I don't know if you agree on that, but I feel like the TDM, if you're doing TDM, the maps might be a little too big.
I think what they could do is, like, what, for instance, with the what's that one on the sea where you had like the jet skis and the boats. I feel like what they could do for TDM, instead of making the map so big, like, let's just say for a 6v6, they could just use one of the ships
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
map.
yeah. That
And
could make
then
sense.
like for like other maps you can kind of condense it. It's kind of like, in my mind, they could kind of do the Battlefield way of it, where like the big teams use the whole map, and then in TDM they use a very small section of the map for the smaller team battles. But it's going to be interesting to see how they do this. It would be nice to also see remakes like Nuketown come back. That would be awesome.
Yeah, bring back some older maps. That'd be nice.
They could pull a rabbit out of the hat, as they say. Like, it would be really cool to see what they would do to make this experience great.
I like how they did the difference in create a class with the weapons. Now it seems like they give you a little bit more options on how you and more of a
I
open.
feel like there's a lot more creativity into the way now you can run your classes.
Yeah,
There's a lot more of, like, freedom now than versus like when we were growing up. There was like, you were only allowed like one attachment, and like the camos were very like subtle, which in my opinion I really wasn't a fan of a lot of the camos in the past because they were like ultra bright and show offy, and they weren't like, when we were kids, it was like very basic. It wasn't too bling blingy, and like easily noticeable when walking across the hallway. You'd see the gun before you even see the enemy.
it's true. Not, I think they only have one. It's only one wild card now instead of like it used to be in the previous Black Ops. I think it
Three.
was three. So don't know how much that'll change. It could be better. Some players may not like that. They may prefer the three that they used to have before to the one now. It's for right now. It's interesting how they changed that.
I also can't wait to see what zombies is going to be like. I hate to say it, like Modern Warfare was cool, like for the multiplayer experience, but when it comes to anything outside of multiplayer, it's just kind of a dead zone. Like, who plays co-op, dude? Like, I don't know anyone that plays co-op. It seems like a dead experience. Like, why didn't they just do zombies? And if they would,
To be honest, we did play some co-op just to test it out. And we kind of did like stop playing because it kind of felt like we were just kind
yeah,
of
that was like in the beginning when it was like, oh yeah, Spec Ops is coming back, and then it was just like really bad. It wasn't a great experience at all. And like, what about like why wasn't in the back of their head to put zombies
yeah.
in COD again? Like, there's a big following to it when you think of COD. When you think of COD, the first thing that comes to my mind is multiplayer and zombies.
It's true. Zombies
And
is
why wasn't that there when we talk about Modern Warfare? Well, maybe they wanted to try something different, didn't work out, and they knew that if they didn't drop that battle royale Warzone ASAP, they were going to lose the following because their content on the multiplayer side was dead in the water. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far on the Cold War side. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what other content they're bringing to the table to keep it fresh for the fans. Like, they got to keep it like super, super fresh,
yeah.
whole new experience.
They have changed up. Like now, it's not what's it score. It's score streaks now, not kill streaks, and
And the way the whole rework of the score streaks, I actually kind of like it. The cooldown feature, which there's a lot of people who heavily rely on the score streaks, and
it's
then
true.
it's great now that it's just like it's a time thing. Like in Modern Warfare, you'd get this guy like 6, 7 straight times. He's got VTOLs,
Yes, yeah.
which is really frustrating. And now, like the way they have it reworked, they have the cooldown feature where they have to wait. Like, they may have built up all this nice scores in their score streak, but they have to wait for it to cool down.
I did like some of the maps. Some of the maps were nice. Vice was a nice map. It's a Miami feel. I like how it kind of brings you to the South Beach, and yeah, it's a great feel for a map.
Definitely, and it had that old school like 70s, 80s vibe, which like made you feel like you went back in time, which is really cool.
Yeah,
That was really, really cool.
and you got the ship map where you're in the middle of the ocean, and it's actually kind of a nice good move to do that because it's actually kind of intriguing to the players. All of a sudden you're like, oh shit, now I'm battling in the middle of the water. This is cool. And, you get
I
the
also kind of liked Moscow. Moscow was really cool. The snow map, I forget the name of it. Where you're in the middle of the snow. The desert map is really cool too. Satellite, that one
oh
is also
satellite
pretty
that was pretty
cool.
cool. What was the other one? Cartel, the
Cartel is also really good.
really good, yeah.
The maps are just great. They're great for like these big team like 10v10s, 16v16 is just they're way too big. I want to know what they're going to do about the smaller maps for the people who are going to play just regular TDM where it's just 6v6.
Well, to me, actually, I probably maybe the reason why they have a little bigger maps right now, it could be because of prior problems with spawn trapping, where you'd all of a sudden the whole opposite team would spawn trap you, and you couldn't get out of spawn because you'd figure out the spawn wouldn't change and all. And I guess a bigger map could cause less spawn trapping in a way because you'd be spawning in different locations. It's really kind of harder to spawn trap. So it's possible that's why they're making larger maps instead of having the small maps.
That is true. But what about for the people who love these like close quarters, like either run out and die or run out and destroy?
Well, it's possible they're gonna add some of those kind of maps, like in Modern Warfare, they had those small maps. They had Shipment, which was a small map. They probably add some maps like that. They probably add some of those maps later on.
And then I'm looking forward to campaign. Campaign should be really good considering the era, and I would like to see the directions that they're going to head in. I mean, it's going to be great to see what they're going to do in the overall for this game,
Definitely, since the
especially
last Black Ops didn't have a campaign, everyone was kind of thrown
that
off by
was
that.
kind of that was definitely a downer, knowing that, hey, I don't have a story to play when I'm not playing multiplayer. Although Zombies was pretty good in BO4. I mean, I didn't play a whole lot, but it was pretty good.
It was. I put a little bit. It was pretty good.
So it's definitely a very great time to be a COD fan, knowing that Treyarch is back. They're going to bring Zombies back. They're going to bring the fans back to what people enjoyed most about COD.
Definitely, from what I've seen on the on the reveal of Zombies, it seems like it's going to be a different experience than what we're used to in Zombies. So I am very intrigued to see what changes and what's new and what exactly could surprise us in it.
And with these next gen upgrades, it's going to be really fun because it's going to feel more real and it's going to play more smooth. So it's going to be
Definitely.
interesting to play on the Series X when it drops. It's going to be really interesting for people to play when they're playing on the PS5s. It's going to be really interesting when people are playing on those their 3090s, their 3080s. It's going to be really really fun.
You know, we only saw tastes of the weapons they brought in so far, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what other weapons they're going to bring in as well. It'd be nice to
Well,
see.
I'm interested to see as well because there's a lot of guns that we're obviously not going to know. I mean, I was really happy to notice that there was an M16 in there. I was like, oh yes, the one shot
Oh yeah.
burst weapon is back. Like, let's go.
The other thing that's going to be interesting is how shotguns being in a secondary slot could change multiplayer in a big way.
That is one thing I'm afraid of though, because back in the day, people used to run the most OP setups with running a shotgun and running a annoying ass SMG or an annoying fully auto that has good range, like an AK, for instance, or an M4, or they would run like the best one possible. Like, I think it was kind of a really bad design idea to throw in the shotgun as a secondary, but I mean, I really didn't see a real noticeable difference while we were playing with people running shotguns. But remember, they didn't have a normal TDM when we were playing. They were strictly playing only these big team battles, so you didn't really see too many people just running around with shotguns spamming them. When you get into these regular 6v6s, you're going to start to see people running shotguns and mowing people down.
With a shotgun as a secondary, could change a whole lot. It could make close quarter combats very one sided for sure. I'm also curious of what other game modes they're going to bring. They talk big about VIP, and then I know they're bringing domination. You're gonna have TDM, but I'm just also curious whether the game modes they're gonna.
Well, obviously they're going to bring back like the Mosh Pit series. They're going to bring back Gunfight. They're going to bring. I don't think they're going to bring back the 2v2 mode. I don't think that's coming back. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it's kind of the one thing that's nice about that game mode is when you think about your setups, you would have never have thought of maybe using this particular gun. Like
That's
if they didn't
true.
have this game mode, like that's the one nice part about that game mode. But the one thing that sucks about that game mode is if you don't play with someone that you know, they may have just dropped their controller, walked out because mommy called them, or they walked out because they're whatever's going on, and your teammates just sitting in spawn, and you die like 12 rounds straight, and then the game's over
Yeah, it does happen.
because
That game mode's better to play when you got at least a friend online and you can play with. So you expect when you play online and just do randomly join in these game modes, you end up getting like one person or two people who aren't paying attention or walked away from their computer to do something and then realize, oh, it just loaded in, and all of a sudden you're the only dude on that one side trying to get a W for your team, and the other team realizes that, and you're basically going against a team who realizes you have no teammates behind you.
So I think that pretty much concludes to this video. I would expect. I'm hoping that we can expect a 2MC appraisal at what 8.5, 8.9.
It all depends on how well the campaign is. You know, we've played
And
prior
how
we played prior campaigns of COD, and they have been pretty good, and they are kind of action packed
well,
and
remember the 2MC appraisal comes down to also multiplayer, and
it's true.
if this multiplayer off the front does really well, I don't see any problem.
It's true.
I can see this. I can see this 2MC appraisal being between 8.5 and 8.9. I would not give any COD ever, other than maybe Modern Warfare 2, maybe BO1 and BO2, above a 9. But who knows? They may surprise us this year, and knowing that people are at home, they want something enjoyable to play. Who knows? They may drop the best COD ever played.
It's true. We have no idea exactly what the full game was going to entail. We could see some new game modes that they add to the Call of Duty multiplayer that we didn't know play before, and it's intriguing to see what exactly the future of Call of Duty entails.
I hope you guys enjoyed our first thoughts and impressions of the Call of Duty Cold War beta, and I hope you guys enjoy some footage from the beta, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
Enjoy!
Hostile spy plane established overhead. Taking. Enemy has Bravo. Bring Bravo. Bravo lost down. Losing B.
War machine ready for use.
Utilizing war machine. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. Losing Alpha. Losing Bravo. Hostile flank.
Chopper gunner awaiting orders.
Losing Charlie. Losing Alpha. We're pulling ahead. Securing C. Losing Bravo. Enemy has B. C locked down. Enemy spy plane inbound. Losing Alpha. I'll get you out. Taking A. She's dead. Enemy spy plane inbound.
RCXD ready.
C. Charlie. Losing B. Securing A. Alpha secure. Hostile air patrol detected. It's not over. Regroup. Fight Half time. Threat neutral. Enemy spy plane inbound. Multiple enemy spy plane contacts.
Thank you for watching our video.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.